Now, those are the very scenes that were witnessed today early morning in the heart of the national capital. They have sparked off a war, bulldozer politics, a war that is now spreading from state to state in the very states where riots have taken place. In fact, in the very area where Delhi witnessed a communal flare-up on the weekend, the bulldozer drive was undertaken by the local authorities against alleged illegal encroachments. The opposition says that the government, led by the BJP, is playing bulldozer politics, targeting people from one community. The government, on its part, says they're simply following the law of the land. But the question is, why is all this happening only at a time when a communal flare-up takes place? Politics now is seeking to divide people once again. Take a look at our top story tonight that comes from Jahangirpuri, riot zone, but now the center of bulldozer politics.
Dread, divisions and demolition in the national capital. At least 9 MCD bulldozers descended on Jahangirpuri, raising alleged illegal constructions on their way. Security was beefed up in Jahangirpuri before the demolition drive began. North MCD sought over 400 police personnel. The security forces held a flag march in the area to keep troublemongers at bay. Amid simmering tension, locals began collecting their belongings, trying to save them from destruction.
पुलिस का बड़ा फोकस्ड रोल है लॉ एंड ऑर्डर मेंटेन करने का और हम लोग असिस्ट कर रहे हैं जो भी एजेंसीज हैं जैसे इस केस में एमसीडी का जो भी इंक्रोचमेंट रिमूवल प्रोग्राम होगा उसको हम लॉ एंड ऑर्डर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से असिस्ट करेंगे। हमारा रोल लॉ एंड ऑर्डर मेंटेन करना और उसी के लिए एडिक्वेट फोर्स प्रोवाइड करना।
It was around 9:50 when India Today accessed the first images of bulldozers heading towards Jahangirpuri. The demolition against illegal constructions began minutes later. At least 9 bulldozers tore down makeshift structures, illegal shanties, shops and buildings in the locality, many of them allegedly on public land.
This is the visuals on our screen. This is a tea stall that was there on the corner of Kushal Chowk. This is the same location where we saw Sonu Chikna firing that bullet from after which he was arrested.
While demolition drive was underway, the Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind moved Supreme Court and obtained an order for immediate status quo.
I'm here because the Supreme Court has given an order for status quo. I have conveyed that to the senior police official. He has assured me no bulldozer, nothing is going to be raised as of now, and that's why we are appealing to the people of Jahangirpuri. Please maintain peace.
But the civic body continued bulldozing for at least 1.5 hours, with officials on ground saying the Supreme Court order is yet to reach them, despite an assurance by the mayor.
बिल्कुल ये बंद हो गया। जेसीबी अब बंद हो गए? बिल्कुल बंद हो गए, सब वापस जा रहे हैं। सारे जेसीबी वापस ले जा रहे हैं? बिल्कुल वापस जा रहे हैं। कितने जेसीबी आए थे? 9 जेसीबी आए थे, आप यहाँ से देख सकते हैं, सब वापस जा रहे हैं।
The demolition drive then reached the spot where the riots had broken out. Encroachment around the mosque was brought down, while the mosque itself remained untouched.
This particular JCB machine came to the mosque, Jahangirpuri Mosque, and they are carrying out demolition activity on the shops, the extension of the shops, which has been built inside the Jahangirpuri Mosque.
The big question, was the bulldozer run a legitimate civic action or message to rioters in Jahangirpuri? With Pooja Shali, Anjana Om Kashyap, Kumar Kunal, Shreya Chatterjee and Arvind Ojha in Jahangirpuri, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let me go first to my first newsmaker tonight. Brinda Karat, the CPIM Politburo member, joins me at this moment. Appreciate your joining us, Ms. Karat. One of the defining images of today is you standing in front of a bulldozer to stop the demolition that was taking place in Jahangirpuri, in the heart of the national capital. What made you take that step of standing in front of a bulldozer?
No, it was not like that. I was actually going along with my other comrades to Jahangirpuri because we have been following up this whole incident from 16th of April when the armed so-called Shobha Yatra had gone, which was an illegal procession. So we have been following it up. Our teams have been in Jahangirpuri, and today we had scheduled a meeting because what was happening was very one-sided in the entire investigation and inquiry, according to our fact-finding team's reports. In the morning, we had also wanted to petition the Supreme Court, and the All India Lawyers Union President, Sri Surendra Nathji, who is a senior counsel, he along with Kapil Sibal was there, Dushyant Dave was there, others were also there. So they made a mention before the Supreme Court, and we were informed that the Supreme Court has given an order to maintain the status quo. When I read Jahangirpuri, I thought because the Supreme Court order is there, and I had that, you know, the instructions from the lawyer on my phone, and when I reached there, I saw all the bulldozers were just smashing these small sheds outside houses of really poor people. So when I got there and saw this, obviously we just had to stop it because in any case it was illegal because none of them had been given notice. And now even after the Supreme Court order, having demolished the Constitution, having demolished the democratic rights of a citizen to be given notice and go through the due process of law, they were even in contempt of the Supreme Court. So
Karat,
we stopped the bulldozer.
No, but Ms. Karat, the authorities say, they stopped the demolition once they received the Supreme Court order formally, and number two, they say they are demolishing illegal structures. They say, why give it a political or communal color when they are carrying out what they claim is a demolition drive against illegal structures?
Let's assume they are illegal encroachments. Was this done just to remove, to challenge an illegality? What are the illegal encroachments? I have been in Jahangirpuri for 40 years, ever since I was a trade union worker in the textile mills in North Delhi. I was there when resettlement colony was established, and I know there has never been a single communal incident in Jahangirpuri, never. What happened now? Illegal encroachment. Next to C block, all the other blocks, the same sheds are there before houses. The same small, petty, small shops, just eking out a living. Somebody selling mithais, somebody doing some repair work for a mobile phone. Small shops outside their houses, not just in C block. It is all over Jahangirpuri, everywhere.
Ms. Karat, the authorities...
So it is selective.
No, you're saying it is selective, and I'll come to that in a moment, but the authorities are saying, look at the situation. Here they are demolishing illegal structures, they are being blamed. When they don't act against illegal encroachments, they are blamed again. Damned if they do, damned if they don't, because all of this is caught in competitive politics.
You have to investigate to find out, don't you? You have to give somebody a notice, don't you? If somebody comes to your house, Rajdeep, and smashes it without giving you a notice, is that legal or illegal? Is there a due process of law in this country or not? And does the law apply to all citizens, or does it apply only to some who happen in this case to be Muslims? So the point is, there is a due process of law. If I believe that there's an illegal encroachment, I cannot be A, selective about it, and if I'm selective, then there has to be an answer as to why I'm selective. Why only this lane and not the opposite lane? Why? Secondly, Secondly, if I may, if I may say so, this was done after the BJP president of Delhi gave an open statement that the bulldozer of Madhya Pradesh, the bulldozer of UP is going to be seen the bulldozer of Jahangirpuri. An MCD which is under the BJP put the BJP president's orders without due process of law, violating the rights of the citizens of the area, and demolished the sheds of poor people. It's not Hindu, Muslim as far as Jahangirpuri is concerned. It's livelihood, because today they've demolished these, tomorrow, obviously, all those small shopkeepers, they're all under the talwar of the MCD without notice. I mean,
Ms. Karat, you keep saying this has been done to poor shopkeepers, poor people without due notice. The ruling BJP in the MCD says the violence that took place, the communal violence in Jahangirpuri over the weekend, was led by these alleged poor people who live in these alleged illegal houses, many of whom they claim are illegal Bangladeshi migrants, Rohingyas or outsiders who are stirring trouble. Why should they not be acted against?
May I just say that they have a special factory to manufacture lies. You know, in and around Jahangirpuri, there are a lot of industrial units which have been closed. Their workers are out of work. But yes, there is one factory working, which is a lie manufacturing factory of the BJP. If you just look at their public statements, it's very clear. It was an illegal procession. The police have said it's illegal. And who was it organized by? The Bajrang Dal, an affiliate of the Sangh Parivar. So line number one is putting the spotlight on illegality when your own family are the masters of illegal action. Secondly, why was it necessary for anybody to go there to stop the bulldozer? The Supreme Court had already given the order 1.5 hours ago.
No,
are they trying to say?
They say they were not aware of the order.
That in 1.5 hours, when the entire country was aware, because of the news channels, thanks to all the news channels, including yours, that Supreme Court has given an order, they actually wanted it to be handed over. Is that not shocking? So this is not, they say...
This is not, they were not aware of the order.
So that means it takes, you know, it takes citizens like us to go there and to show the police, hello, here's the order, which came 1.5 to 2 hours ago, and your bulldozers are still working. I mean, come on, who's going to believe that? So the basic issue here is, as I said, I don't think that as citizens, we can just sit back like this, because this affects each and every one of us. Because if there's no due process of law, if because I have a sectarian agenda, bullying, intimidating, terrorizing, and bulldozing my constitutional rights because I happen to belong to a minority community, nobody is safe. What's happening with Adivasis? Their land is being taken over. There's no due process of law. They're being evicted. What is happening to slum dwellers in the name of beautification? All the rules and regulations of urban development are being decimated. Are they Hindus? They're Muslims? They're poor people. So without due process of law, Rajdeep, nobody in this country is safe from the bulldozer. It could be in any form. It could be in any form. But I tell you,
Ms. Karat,
nobody is safe.
No, you're saying nobody is safe, but you're not answering the question. Are there illegal immigrants in the area who are involved in communal violence? And therefore, in a sense, this encroachment drive is partly to send a message to them?
Anyway, Rajdeep, I'm not going to go into all these foolish arguments. I've already told you, they have a lie manufacturing factory. Everybody knows that. everybody knows they're in contempt of the Supreme Court for more than an hour and a half today. And I don't want to say it's because, you know, we showed them the order, that's why it stopped. But, you know, that's for you to decide. But the fact of the matter is that what is happening in Jahangirpuri affects every single Indian citizen, regardless of your politics, because nobody is safe when the Constitution and democracy and my right as an individual to go through the due process of law is demolished in the way they tried to do in Jahangirpuri today.
No, Ms. Karat, you made that point. Let me come one final time. The other argument being made is the likes of Brinda Karat and the left will raise a voice against those will raise their voice in such a situation where the demolition drive takes place, but you will not raise your voice against those involved in stone pelting on a procession, in firing on a police. Will you only raise your voice when a demolition drive takes place?
I would really like to answer that because I'm here for justice and for punishment to all those who are guilty. There's no doubt about it. My question is this. Was the procession legal or illegal? According to the police, it was illegal. So number one, we have an illegal procession which is allowed by the police. Number two, were there arms being brandished in the procession? According to the India Today video which I have, there were talwars, there were swords, naked swords being brandished. There were also guns in the procession being waved around. How did the police allow guns? How did the police allow swords to march from one end of Jahangirpuri to another by an illegal procession? Number three, just a minute. Number three, who allowed them to stop outside the mosque at a time when the Rosa fast was being ended and people were gathering in the mosque to say their prayers? Who allowed the procession to stop there? And once that happened, why was the police not deployed? Today I heard from the senior police.
Ma'am?
What I am saying is, nothing justifies anything which leads to violence. But
you accept that?
You have to be fair that an illegal armed procession stopping outside a mosque in the presence of the police was allowed in the capital of India. Why? And to follow up on that, you send your bulldozers to come to a colony, poor people, a block, the same shops, the same sheds are there in every part of Jahangirpuri. I say that with responsibility. But you send your bulldozers there. And thirdly, you totally disregard the orders of the Supreme Court. So, Rajdeep, I think all the arguments, as I said, I don't want to repeat it, but quite frankly, how long are the people of this country going to allow themselves? And I'm sure that the large majority are appalled by what is happening. Because they cannot allow this sort of thing.
Let me leave it there, Ms. Karat.
Neither you should, nor I, or
Ma'am, let me leave it there. I appreciate your joining us, giving us your perspective. Let's move on.